on the interface, it doesn't show your profit and loss, like your
Yeah,
overall profit and loss, you mean?
yeah, like
Your
your net
net
gains or yeah.
yeah, so where it shows this is in your table itself. So the button itself, to the right of it, it has your total Satoshi profit per table. So the button itself displays
Okay.
your P&L in Satoshis.
Okay. All right.
We're,
What you have to do is sometimes click the refresh database button in the user interface, because our old user interface refreshed every X amount of seconds, and this new
Okay.
interface basically you pull in data every on request, so that you can leave your trading bot running for a longer period without it requiring a lot of RAM from your PC.
Okay.
okay. I just did that. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, so if you refresh, then you start seeing dots and stuff, and you can also switch per table and see like more information about what the table did, what the agents did, and their risk to reward ratios and their P&L and unrealized stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
So I think the main thing, have you guys also, or Bob, mainly you, have you tried out the webhooks or setting alerts, setting up alerts for
No,
yourself? All
nope,
right, so
I have
I
not.
guess that's the main thing that we will be covering in the call.
Okay.
Cool.
So I guess you guys also don't really have a big indicator or something. So maybe it would be useful to kind of show how you can do your own technical analysis on the chart and then put an alert on the trading view chart to tell your trading bot to do certain tables, to activate certain tables.
Okay.
Okay.
Just looking for my own bot on this. Boom, 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 boom. So many bot folders, and there is only one that I can use right now. So give me 1 second. Um, Maybe this. Yeah, got it. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen. Let me know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Okay, so if you start your bot up, you of course have some active tables in here.
Hmm.
And you'll get like this browser loading, and you get all types of stuff loading. You just leave that loading, never click inside of the windows. That's most important. Just leave it loading until the window that has the genesis-algo logo tells you that your bots are ready. So there is 6 tables you can see, and all 6 tables need to be initialized before we can start, yeah, trading basically. So we'll give that a little bit of time, and we'll have a look in our active folders. So also don't refresh the user interface while this is loading. Just leave it loading until all your agents are loaded up. But in the active tables, we can already see what tables we have to work with, and what we're going to do is start up a trading view chart.
Zach, how many tables can you have in the folder?
Well, I personally have not heard of any limit, but I would keep it to 7, because someone said, or from what I've heard, someone said that he was having issues above 7, but yeah, it's not certain. Like,
Okay.
yeah,
I know we
try.
couldn't have more than 7 before, and then I saw that other post too.
Yeah, so try to keep it to 7. Let's just say that the limit is 7, because you don't really need more than 7 tables, as you can like
Mhm.
create hundreds of agents per table. It's kind of overdoing it, and the only person that that would do it is me, because like I create so many agents. But yeah, having 7 tables is enough, I think, to cover your situations. But yeah, I'll definitely look into this and see if we can even increase that number to have more tables, because I don't think there should be a limit to that per se.
Okay.
Well, maybe the user interface is too full
Right.
and you can't have any buttons anymore or something, but okay. All right, so let's take out a clean chart for this, and one of you can give me a trading idea, maybe something that you're working with right now, or just make up anything you want that would make up for some trading idea that you normally have or would use. So just
Bob,
give
you want to do that?
yeah, Bob, go for it.
He's still on.
Should be.
Yeah,
Was
I
listening
see
on the
him.
phone.
But when watching a computer, it switched audio. Yeah, that's what I did too. I'm watching on my phone because I want to be able to do the stuff on the bot. Just RSI. Yeah, it looks like he said.
Just RSI. How about just RSI? What do you mean with just RSI?
Let's see what he says here. He's typing. Over 70, under 30 on the RSI.
Nah, man, that's amateur stuff. We're way over that. That's what Tess it's like. Tess does this already in her settings in her like parameters. So
Okay.
we can go complexer than that. Like just give me like a chart champion idea. Like if we hit this level, then I want to do this, and like come up with something crazy, and let's see if we can do it.
Okay.
You can also just send me over a chart. That's also okay if it's clear what your idea behind it is and what you want to buy.
Oh yeah, what was that chart?
And if we're putting too much pressure on you, it's fine. I will just create a complex idea. It will work
Okay,
either way.
so I know that Daniel was watching that 68. What is it? 68 level, I believe it was, for a possible long. Let me find that.
So the retracement, you mean?
Yeah, let's see. 46,800 seems like important support to me, as losing that we will have lost all high value node support of the uptrend.
Yeah,
He
I would
posted
say
that.
exactly the same number. If I had to call a number right now, it is 46,800. I am definitely looking at that level because of um, this basically. If you pull a fib, it makes sense, but I personally think we're gonna hit 46 and we're gonna backtest that. So yes, we're gonna
Mhm.
lose a point of control, but in today's market it doesn't matter anymore. So let's see. 46,800. So yeah, it's right below these EMAs, which is the 21 and the 55. But what you
Mhm.
can see is that here comes a lot of confluence, right? Because here we have the 0.5 fib retracement, which is very
Mhm.
bullish because if you make such a bull move up and you start going up from the 0.5 already, well, that can be definitely still considered bullish. And this area is also the point of control of the total range because if we like even extend this further back, we can see
Oh
that
yeah,
it's still the point of
stayed the same.
control. Yeah, so this
Mhm.
is going to be the most important area if you ask me, because if we can maintain this, then most people will still be in profit and we can still go up. And what is this line? The 233, which is basically the trend. Normally people use 200, so this is like the trend for me, right? The 4 hourly
Okay.
trend. So if we can maintain the trend, then it's fine. We can still fight and come above this 21 and 55 EMA. We didn't even lose it yet, but yeah, in the scenario we would make a bigger retracement. It would only make sense because this is a very big move.
Mhm.
So a normal retracement to the 0.5 is very normal, even to the 61.8. If it takes a
Mhm.
lot longer, we can even go here and then retrace. Like it wouldn't be too crazy if you ask me.
Mhm.
Oh, let's look at Bob's idea. Okay, got it. How about hitting 60 and buy sell? So sell at 48 and buy at 73-ish. Is that the idea? That would be
Yeah.
easy and good to set up. We can definitely do that. If that were to play out, yeah, you can make a lot of money if your idea is this clear. Or buy value area low, sell value. Let's go, man. That sounds like a perfect idea. All right. So you're down with that, right?
Yeah.
Nico? Cool.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. So let me just keep those levels. 47.3, 48. Okay. Okay, so I've been playing this range for a while, and it's been playing out really well. So let's see if we can range here for a little bit longer. Um, okay, so how do we want to approach this? How wide do we want to, let's say it's gonna wick above this last high. What do we want to do? And let's say we go below these lows. What do we want to do? Do we want to stop loss? Do we want to um, like partially stop loss over the period coming down? Like, what is our idea behind the risk about in this trade? Stop loss below 4,700. Good. TP at point of control. Let me see, where's your point of control?
Forty-seven 527.
And for the short, where do we want to stop loss? All right, looks good to me. Okay. So for our stop losses, we're gonna, in this scenario, it would be the easiest to use our um, alerts for the stop losses. So basically where you have your stop loss, you'll right click your chart, click on add alert, and then fill this in. Okay, so it's just a BTC regular. You don't have to pick any indicator, and then you say cross down, right? So only once, because if we cross it down once, we just want the alert to send our bot or the bot to be receiving a alert to close the position, right? And the rest of this trade action, I would be able to put into the table itself. Um, would do it as following. Um, Firstly, we always have to cover or copy over the first row and preferably one agent so that you have all the true and false statements, which are in Dutch, of course, for me. All right, so the first thing we have to work or think about is where do we want to start entering into this short? For me, it makes sense to start entering around 47.9K. Okay, that's where our shorts will start DCAing and getting into short trades, right? So whatever offset I have, my active above will be 47,900. Okay, that's the most important thing. Whatever the short does, and this has a buy, so that's not what I want. I want it to short only. Okay, so buys allowed on var, which means false, sells allowed var, which means true. And where do I want to sell? Do I want any RSI stuff? Not really, because I know my levels already. So prevent entries, no. Prevent exits, no. Um, okay, and okay, so this is my first entry, let's say. And then I'm going to copy over this row and copy it over like a couple of times. And I'm going to call this short level 1, drag down the names. And then I will change the offsets. Okay, so because I'm starting to DCA from the 47.9K area, I know that I have to start covering around a $150 spread, right? That's this area right here. So let's give that a little mark. If we say that we start shorting here, our stop loss is here, and our target will be, let's say, the low at least. Let's say we're going to go for a lower low. All right, let's make this a little bit of an exciting trade where we take partial profits on the way down. Okay, just to make it a nice risk to reward trade. So we would start from here to DCA in. So our DCA would be more like this. Okay, so we'll try to make the line our average entry, which is around 48.4. And basically we can even extend it to here. No, because we'll have to make it our average entry. So our average entry will be here, but we might be even taking entries a little bit above this line and then taking a full stop loss at the line. All right, that's our first setup. So we know that we have to cover around the 150, 160, around that area. So the first offset is $1 away from the price. So we will start bidding for Bitcoin $1 away from the price. The second one, 26, for example, then 58, then 150. So this is just dollar values currently, right? As you know, you can do 1%, and then this will be a percentage away from the market price. So your agent, which is in this scenario called short level 1, will be $1, 1% away from the market price of Bybit bidding for Bitcoin. Or yeah. right?
Okay.
But we'll keep it to dollars because we know clearly what our levels are. And oh no, I can't get this to back to numbers. All right, so entry multipliers, exit multipliers. The exit multipliers we'll do at the end. The amounts, let's start by entering small, and then if it goes up, we're going to enter 50, 50, and 50. Let's make this one a little bit bigger. All right, so what did we tell our agents currently? As soon as the price hits above 47,900, we'll start 4 DCA orders with this far away from the price. Okay, now let's see. After 1 minute, they will chase the price up. That's not what we want because we want them to stick at the price that they have been assigned to at the moment that they were triggered, right? So the entry timeout has to be very high because otherwise every 1 minute they will see if the price has gone up and they will move their orders up. And that's not what you want because then you'll be chasing the price all the way up above your stop loss probably. So we basically increase the entry timeouts to be so much that they will never hit. And the exit timeouts is basically when do you want to give up on this potential profit that you've set up or the profit target that you've set up. We also put that on a high number because we don't want to work with those two at the moment, right? We have our entries, we have our exit targets. Prevent entries and exits, we already turned those off. So the RSI settings will be ignored, the indicators will be ignored, and we have set it to be a sell only DCA agent group, right? So currently they have trailing entries, and trailing entries means you're going to take market orders. We don't want to do that. We want to do limit orders. So we put off the trailing entries by filling in 0. We don't want any stop losses. We can do the stop losses and then just calculate like how far away will price be um, and then set the stop losses like this, but we're going to use TradingView to trigger our stop loss for whatever position is open at that moment. So we're going to ignore this, we're going to ignore this, we're going to ignore these. And the active above, we already set that at the beginning. They only activate if Bitcoin is above this particular price. Okay, so now we have 4 parents. We have 4 agents that we set up. You can make children for them to make a lot more make it a lot more active and like spread more orders throughout this area. Okay, but what we are going to do is do the following. We're going to set all the exit multipliers to 9,999. Basically, we're going to set them too high to achieve, so they will never reach their exit price. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And to so now they would basically place a limit exit at very far away, but if we do a trailing take profit and we just fill in 1, they won't place the exits until those conditions are met. So they won't be placing the limit exits. What we've basically told these agents is take these entries but don't exit. That's what I've just done by setting oh sorry, this is the wrong setting. This is delay profit. I have to use the trailing take profit and set it to 1. So I told these agents to DCA into a short position at my level of 47.9, and I told them to have a very high exit target by putting a very high exit multiplier, and the exit multiplier times your offset is your exit target, and I've set the trailing take profit in order to not let them place this limit exit order, but to wait for those conditions to ever be met, which will never meet. So how do I exit out of this short position that I'm going to take? I'm going to use children for that. So if these parents are in a position, I want their children. For everyone, I will have to make 3 children, for example. That's the first 3. Start off with the first 2, basically. this is short level 1. This parent has 25 contracts. So let's say the first child, let me copy over one of these rows. Okay, and it's going to be a buy agent because it's going to buy contracts back that the parent has sold, sorry. And where it's going to buy these contracts back is basically our desired exit level. So let's say the first exit is at 47,550. 47,559. Oh, and then of course it has to be an active below. And then we make this one empty. Okay, so let me highlight these just to not make it too confusing. And there we go. So these four were parents DCAing into a short. Now we have one child buying back some of the contracts that this particular parent shorted, which we're going to highlight a little bit differently. Okay, so we're working with the children of this particular parent. And how much contracts will the first parent exit? 10 contracts. And then, oh, then we just do the same thing here. 10 contracts, and then the last one will exit 5 contracts. So we'll stack them up again, $20 and $30 away from the price. And amounts are already set. They're going to buy. That's perfect. And that's it. So we only have to make them children because now they have the parent name. So we just do .1 and then we drag this one down and it should give us .123. Yes. So short level 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3 are the children of short level 1. Short level 1 did a short of 25 contracts. Oh, and then I have to do, well, this makes the most sense. So short level 1, the green one, did a short of 25 contracts. Then short level 1.1 is a child, so it can only start trading when short level 1 has entered a trade. Short level 1 has an exit target that will never be reached, so it will not exit its own 25 contracts. That's up to its children. Its children are set to be activated below 47,559, which is your exit target. The first one is $5 exit, then a $10 exit, then another $10 exit, $1, $20, and $30 from the price, so from this price. All right, and you can do the same thing. Are you guys following it? Sorry.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so we just copy these three because it's already, the logic is already there. They're buying back contracts that a certain parent sold, and now we're on to the second parent. So we just do the same thing. Give this one a different color, blue. Oh, that's glitchy on my screen. Okay. So short level 2 also has 3 children, but this has 50 contracts to exit. So I have to make sure that the contracts add up to 50 contracts. Okay, so 15, 15, and 20, right? So now these 3 children, I can put them lower. So I can say that only if price is below 47.2, let's look back at the idea basically. Let's say as soon as we make a lower low, so as soon as we break 47K. Right? And then we take these 3 again, like this. We change the 2 to a 3 because we're going to make the same thing for the third parent. So another 3 exits. Where do we put this? Well, let's go crazy. Let's say 46,780. Right, and then we do it one last time just to make sure we finish the job. There we go. All right, so basically now we've created the idea to short from here down to here. I can activate this table, and the only thing I would have to do is set up an alert that tells my bot that if we cross above this price, I would like to close my position, my open short position, and my bot. So how do I do that? Well, I go over to my user interface. I refresh my data because I just started this new bot up. Okay, now I have my fresh data. Go to create a signal, and what I want to do is, let's say that this table that we created is called a bear table, right? So it's in our bot and it's loaded up and it's called the bear table. We want to activate it. Oh, sorry, deactivate it because we already activated it manually. And we have set up our levels, so it's not going to trade outside our levels anyway. So we can activate it in the bot, and then we will only need our webhook alert to deactivate it, for example. So we just click on apply. We want to deactivate it, whatever, no matter what position we have. Well, no action. So if we have a long position, no, never mind. We just want to, sorry, we just want to deactivate it. Sorry. So apply close position. This is where you want to basically make sure that your position gets closed. So because we're setting a stop loss, we also want the position, the open position, to be closed. So we set it to true. So if there is an open short position and we cross this particular alert, we're going to close position. So we click on apply. And this particular function, we're going to patch it because it's not working properly, but I'm just showing the example currently. And what you do is you copy current. Okay. It will show you here what your logic is that you have set up. So the bear tables, you deactivate them and you close position on the short position, right? And this message, you can copy it and you can basically paste it into your trading view whenever you're creating the alert. So you basically set it here, add alert, and then you copy this message in here, right? And then it will tell TradingView, well, TradingView will tell our bot what to do. And you call it close position, right? And then of course, I don't know if you guys watched the previous videos, you have your ngrok set up and you have your link pasted in here so that your TradingView knows yeah, where to communicate to, basically.
I didn't see that part in the last video. I must have missed that
Okay,
or not watched it.
let me show you. Yeah, you should watch my videos, Hugo.
I know. I didn't. This must be the one. Was it yesterday or the day before?
But pretty much all my videos, I have to say, because this is very important. You have to start up an ngrok connection, which is basically allowing your computer to receive webhook messages. So you have to download and install ngrok. Bob, did you do this part? Yes, yes, and I'm recording the stream. Not yet. Okay, then I will show you guys this and let me do that right now. So what you do is basically you download ngrok just from ngrok.com, I guess. I will send it to you guys right now. Yeah, so you download it and you make an account with them, but don't do that right now. Just have a look right now. So when you've downloaded it, it will be a file like this if you extract it, and then you can double click it and you'll get another one of these black Python commands or these command shells, right? What you have to write is, first of all, you have to authenticate yourself, right? You have to log in with them. So you make a free account and you make sure that you log in, right? Hugo, that's really important because
Yes.
if you don't log in, it will disconnect you. Okay, so
Okay.
you have logged in using these commands. Then every time you want to start up a connection, you type ngrok http 80, right? You type enter and you'll get this link, right? And I'm logged in, as you can see, to the free plan, but it will allow me to have a 24/7 connection up, and it will give me a link to send to TradingView or give to TradingView, so to say. So let me take this link, I copy it over, and I go to my TradingView. This is where you paste it in. So let me make sure I remove all my old stuff minus the slash webhook. So you always have to type slash webhook after your link. Okay, so it will
Mhm.
come without the slash webhook. This is what you have to add yourself. Okay, so now I have given my new link, my webhook URL, and I've set up the alert, I've set up the message, and I click on create. Right? The only thing that's currently missing, because I wasn't sure if I was going to make a live example, but we can do that, is you have to go into your source folder, and in the new bot it will just be a button which will release today, later today. But for now you have to go into your source folder, click here so that you can remove all the text here. Oh, click here so you can remove all the text here, and then you type CMD. Then you get one of these black windows opening up, and you type Python webhook1.py. Okay. If you click enter, TESS will start reading webhook signals. Okay. So now you have two things set up. You have an ngrok, which gives you a link to your computer, and you have TESS listening in to this link on your computer, right? And then you have TradingView sending whatever alerts you want to set up. Okay, so there's two main things you have to set up yourself,
Mhm.
which this part will be one button, so it won't be the, yeah, I know for some people it can be difficult to do this part, to go into the source folder, remove this part, type CMD, yeah, so it will be a button, but for now, this is the process, and then you have your connections up to get to receive messages. So let's do one simple example message. So yeah, I hope the example helped of setting up the short here with the close position. It's just one way to do it, right? There is probably hundreds of easier ways. For example, setting the stop loss in the table itself. Why would we even use the alerts? But I wanted to include the alerts. But let's try to do something more easy with the alerts right now. Okay, we're gonna go to indicators. We're gonna go, let's say you bought whatever indicator you like, and you take it and it has buy signals, sell signals, right? Then let's go to a very low time frame just to make sure we're gonna get some alerts going on. Okay, so we're on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 30 seconds. Then we can make sure we will get a very quick alert. And let me basically take that other indicator. Can we load up already? All right, the indicator finally loaded. Let's try to get it down to a lower time frame. Okay, there we go. So this particular indicator just gives you buy and sell signals, right? Buy and sell and whatever. Currently it's in a sell signal. What we want to do is we want to set up a alert. So you go to the alert section of your trading view and you click on the plus button. And this is where you're going to fill in your alert, and you can pick the indicator that you have on your chart at that moment. So currently is the UCTS. So we pick that one, and then it will give you below, it will give you all the way, all the alerts that it has. Well, basically this one has buy and sell. So we can basically pick what we want to do on a buy signal and what we want to do on a sell signal. So we first start with our buy signal. So like we did just now, we go to our ngrok, we have a link. So we paste in this link, which it will save if you have created one alert. So you don't have to always do this, only if you restart your alerts. And for me, I think this is the same one as I already have pasted in, but let's do it again. So there we go. We have our webhook URL only once per bar sounds better to me. So once per bar is per bar close. So the signals will only come in once the bars are closed, and only once is just wherever the signal comes in, it will trigger your table. But sometimes it cannot be a confirmed signal, so it will change within that same candle, and you might be caught up in a wrong position. So I like to use only once per bar. Okay, we call the alert name is 30-second example. So guys, 30-second is not a time frame you should be trading. Definitely not. Like
All
you
right.
should look into the 1 hour, 2 hour, 6 hour, daily even. Those are the time frames you should be looking in when you run to trade. Um, Okay, we go back to our alert. So now we want to basically tell what we want, which tables we want to activate upon receiving the particular signal, the buy signal. So we want to long UI. So as you guys know, long UI is basically a DCA table. So let's set this one to activate. No, wait. We're going to pick another one. This one is pretty aggressive. So for the example, it's going to be a bit too much. Um, So we're going to activate the bool table. So we press activate, and every time if we have selected our option, we have to apply it. So you have to click the apply to bool button. And do we want to close any position? Um, we don't want to close any of our position. Okay, so basically we want to activate the bool table. We set the rest to no action. Okay, normally it's set to no action, but this was from the session before as I had saved it. So what I've done in this template, I've told this template to create me a signal that will activate the bool and uh, not close any positions and not activate any other table. So just activate the bool table. That's all I told it to do. Okay, what I can add to that is if I receive a bool signal and I have an open short position, I want it to be closed. Right? So if I receive a bull signal, I have an open short position. I want it to close the short because the price is going to go up. Okay, so to have it create me this signal, I just click on copy current, and then I go to my trading view, copy this one in, right? So we can see it activates the bull table, and uh, click on create. So now I have an alert that will trigger a table and close a short position upon receiving signals. And I can do the same thing for the sell signal. So quickly here, we click our indicator, we go to sell alert, we go only once per bar. Our link is already ready for us. We call it 30-sec sell. And then we go back to our user interface to click to create the signal. So we go all the way down, edit signal. We're gonna run a bear, activate, 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 and apply. And we're gonna close a long position if there is any open. Apply. So that's it. We copy this message over. We paste it in, create. There we go. Now I have my two alerts ready to take in the indicator. Of course, at 30 seconds, it's too fast and not really how you should use this. But as an example, we can start seeing the end grok receiving an alert from TradingView and the TradingView alert triggering the table in the bot and or either even closing a position.
Very cool.
It's a lot of windows, but
Mhm.
that can be worked on. Like it's working. That's the most important part.
I know Bob said he was recording this stream.
Well, I am
He wrote
too.
something. I can't see it though.
I am
Yeah,
too, Bob. Don't worry.
good,
I,
good.
I wouldn't have put it online if I didn't know you guys would also record it. But now I know I can probably maybe send it to the other users because yeah, there is some new guys as well that might be looking forward to content like this.
Mhm.
So yeah, we can wait it out a little bit, but I think the example shows for itself. Um, we just need a 30-second signal basically to
Oh,
show is
yeah.
yeah, let me know if what your questions are because I'm sure you have some
Oh,
questions.
Bob, can you look at what Bob wrote? I can't see because I'm on my phone with, and if I'm attached, I can't pull it up on the computer to see what he wrote.
Yeah, he says his recording is very pixelated, which makes sense because Discord kind of yeah has a really bad streaming quality.
Hmm.
So I recorded it, and on my recording it will be a lot better.
Cool. So I noticed in the group a while back, I didn't get it downloaded. But one of our, was it Booming, that the member Booming,
Yeah.
did he make an indicator? And then there was some indicator that was posted for TradingView for the members of TESS that
Oh,
are
yeah,
running the bot.
that's our own indicator, and that's like pretty similar to this, maybe even better because we have add and TP signals. So let me open a
Hmm.
new chart and I can show it to you. Um, there we
I got to
go.
get it downloaded and put into my TradingView.
Yeah, you just have to like the indicator or add it to your trading view. Indeed, it's very simple. Um,
Okay.
so let me take the indicator out. My my scripts indicator new. I think I messed around with the settings, but let us put it on a 2-hour time frame or something, and you can see kind of what it does. Can you see my screen?
Hmm.
So yeah, it gave a sell signal when the first drop came. Well, of course, that's not the greatest because it could be like interpreted at candle close, so that's maybe the candle after, but then it still drops further. So you are making sure you're at least at the bigger portion of the trend, right? And then it gives a nice TP signal and it reverses into a bull signal here with another TP here for the bull signal. And then you have a bull here, right? So it kind of yeah assures you that you don't miss the big trends. And when you have like a chop action where you just go up and down, yeah, you're not going to get the best signals, and you should just make sure you average down in nice position with limit orders. Otherwise, your stop losses and everything are just going to add up a lot.
Hmm.
So it's not great for situations like this, but if you yeah if you can handle sideways choppy actions, which TESS is good at, then you should be able to not be impacted by these areas, or at least, or in my scenario, like even profit from these areas because there is a lot of up and down. So you just need to make
Hmm.
sure that yeah you kind of do some trend following when the indicators give you certain um, yeah signals basically. Because if you can yeah
Okay.
if you would follow the signals, yeah, at least you would have bought like 30K up to all the way here to like 39K, and then again from here to here, like the bigger part from here again all the way up to here.
Hmm.
Yeah, you do have the bigger portions of the trend, so you're not caught yeah too far from reversals.
So was that posted, that indicator posted in TESS resources?
No, it's in the indicator channel in the free section. So
Oh, I see it trading. I see it down at the bottom, trading indicator.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly. And you can just add it over there.
cool.
So yeah, I think I'm going to upload this video and just share it with the users.
Okay.
But in order to do that and also cover something that I wanted to cover today, I would like to show you guys something quickly, which is a backtest that I've done. So maybe you guys already know we have a backtester that we've been working on,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to look for it quickly.
You posted some active or some tables that were back tested. I thought in back to say that. Oh yeah, well, you were talking about it here.
I mean the the
You
backtested
and
tables
yeah,
from analytics, the TESS analytics page.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I've done some new backtests. So let's have a look into those, because what I've
Okay.
done is I basically set up active above and active below level. So that's something that we just been doing in the example before this as well, where we said that
Mm-hmm.
that agents can only do certain things below or above a certain price level, which can really improve your performance for the overall trading, right? If you know certain levels will be very important, why would you allow TESS to interact or take bigger positions outside of those price levels? You want to be as close to those price levels as possible, because most probably, if it's a very important level, you're not the only one that's going to interact there. So there will be some activity, there will be some up and down, and that's where you want TESS to be the most active. So it's great to have her activate around those price levels, and that's what I've set up in the backtester, which I will be sharing after this. Like later today, we will be sharing a poll where you guys can vote for us to either add more pairs, so the USDT pairs on Bybit. If you guys want, we can try to add those within this coming period, like within a couple of weeks. Or we can try to finalize the backtester and share it with you guys. So make a working product that yeah, has an interface to it, and share the backtester with you guys. So that will be up to you what you guys prefer. But I've done a backtest on some data where I just filled in support and resistance levels, and we did a test without the support and resistance. Let me close that one out quickly. Okay, there we go. What we have to type is Python. Okay, so have a look at this. This is a data set of 17,500 data points. It's the price ranging from 48K to 50K getting rejected, and then like a little bit of sideways action, right? And if we look at our agents, these are the sideways agents with percentages. Okay, so these are the this is the sideways table, and I use percentages as their offsets and amounts. And the only thing that I've done is told all the agents that we're going to short to only activate above 49.5K. So that's these parents. So only the parents you have to do that with. So these parents, those parents, and um, these parents are only able to buy below 49K. And that allowed me to get these results where the parents shorting basically shorted the top and the parents buying basically bought the bottom, right? And if we go
Hi.
into, yeah, can you guys see that on the screen as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Okay, nice. So we go into the results, and of course we have some more detailed results about this, which we can also, which are also showing something interesting. So if you go to the lowest part, we calculated total profits in Satoshis. So for this particular session, the total profit was 0.0069 Bitcoins, but the maximum cumulative drawdown was 0.0015. right? So we had a 1 to 4 risk to reward, right? We risk 1/4 of what our reward was, even better, but let's keep it to that, 1/4, 1/5, right? So the risk to
Mhm.
reward in using my sideways table, but knowing the levels that you want to trade is great. But now let's take a scenario which is the same, but the user has not picked his own support and resistance levels. He has just set up tests to trade all the levels and try to make the best out of it, basically, right? So let's just have that comparison. Let me get this here. All right, so this is a different backtest where my agents didn't have the levels set. Oh, I think I took an entirely different table. This is not good. Okay, let me see if I have it. So 1 second. But it was also an exciting table, an exciting data set. There we go. No, for some reason it's saved up like that. So that's, oh wait, okay, never mind. I have 3 thingies in there, and it's probably not the first one. Let me check if that's the case. Sorry, guys.
No
Let's have
worries.
let's have a look at all 3 because these things look really, really cool, and it basically, yeah, represents the trades that you will be having if you leave your bot running for a longer period. Python graph results. So some of these data sets are a little bit more than 17,000 data points. So for example, this one is 350,000 data points, which is which is definitely cool. On the
You-
chart, you can see that hundreds of trades are being completed. So we could have a look at what the profit was in total, but let's look for our particular scenario. This is another one in a bear trend. Um, Okay, so I lost the data that I was trying to show you guys. Unf Very, very unfortunate, guys. Let's look at that
no
first
worries.
data set because that was looking so cool. I want to know what the profit of that one was. Okay, so we can see that it profited 0.011 Bitcoin and it had a lower drawdown than the total profit, which if we're going to look into that. So maybe good that we lost it. Let's make the positive thing out of this, because because actually I haven't really paid attention to this particular one, but it's pretty cool to dive in what happened here. So it's the same exact sideways table with the percentages. And we can see that it had a drop from 33K down to 31K, and we had some chop action there at the 31K area. And well, it's a sideways table, right? But there was a drop and we're ending the price lower than we started. But still, the drawdown is lower than the total profits made during this period. So I think that really proves how powerful TESS is. It can really lock in a lot of like realized profits, setting the sideways table and allowing it to trade for a longer period. Of course, I have also backtests that I will show you where it doesn't go well, where for example, price drops from 60K very quickly to like 40K. Uh, yeah, if you just started running the sideways at like 55 or 60K, you probably will be in a pretty shitty long. That's like yeah, that should speak for itself in my opinion, because you're trying to buy the lows and sell the highs. And if you start the bot at the point where there is no highs and lows, there is just like a bull run, or there is just a very big drop, then yeah, you should be patient uh, until the price reverses at least a little bit for TESS to close some of this of its trades.
So I've been running that sideways percentage table, what is it, for about a day and a half now, or about,
Nice.
no, not a day and a half. I started it yesterday after work.
Mm-hmm.
So I just refreshed it, and I'm up about $3.5 on it now, and I got about 1,100 contracts longing from 47,399 here. So, anyways, what I'm going to be doing next week, I'll be leaving town, and I've been looking at the sideways table, that percentage one, to just leave it running the whole time I'm gone, and just let it go, because I'm going to be away from the computers. I don't know what kind of access I have, and not sure whether I'm going to bring my anything other than just my cell phone with me. So
Yeah.
I like this percentage table, and it's, not overexposing me or anything like that.
No,
And
of
I can
course,
always,
only until the time that, yeah, we have like these pandemic dump scenarios or something like that.
right.
There is really some stuff that the user itself should try to cover themselves for. And I think,
Hmm.
yeah, those are just risks that you have to take into account when trading. Like we could start dropping to 20K in one huge dump, and then after that you find out there is some big news behind it. And yeah, whatever, right? That happens at times. It doesn't happen a lot. But that should be an opportunity for another portfolio of yours where you think like, okay, this is a good time to accumulate for a longer term on my spot assets, for example. So
Hmm.
I think, yeah, if you trade well, you should be able to like your smaller trading size, because I noticed having a big balance really doesn't matter. You just need to know what you're doing and you need to keep making profit. So uh, the only thing why it matters is you can lose more. That's the only thing, because
Hmm.
you only already have like 100x leverage. If you're really that good, come on, you can do that with 100x leverage. You can make from nothing something, definitely.
Hmm.
So yeah, my advice would be have very little at stake. So 1100, yeah, you can definitely risk that and have tests running with it. But if you see that it's getting very bearish, for example, and you expect 20K to hit, and you know test is not gonna maintain that, well, you can override it with some short to decrease your exposure. Like you can always intervene with it. Like it's not like it's at the end of the day, it's still your responsibility. Like you're telling
Hmm.
Tess to run the sideways table. Of course, I created the table, created the software. That's not the point, but it's your at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to make those gains. So if you see things that you can improve, just do it. If you see that
Yeah.
Tess has built up certain positions and she's doing the sideways trading and stuff, all good, but we reach a certain very important support or resistance level where, for example, you see some TA from Daniel or whatever that you like, or from
Hmm.
another person that you like. Well, you can add that to your position, right? You can just add a position to Tess or give her extra contracts to trade, to hold, so that you can, for example, start a so let's say the level is a big short level, you add to your short, and then we come down. Well, that's where you can start adding a bull table, because you already shorted for Tess at a point where she didn't know it was a big resistance level, so she wouldn't have shorted this heavily. But yeah, with some stop losses and everything, you managed to help her. So Tess can, in my opinion, from my experience, it can also be the best helpful tool to be patient, because Tess is always trading for you. She's always doing something, and if you set her up a
Hmm.
little bit good, she will be doing exciting stuff. But it also keeps you patient to wait for that particular moment where it's really only you that knows what's happening, and then you can give her a helping hand, in my opinion. So some scenarios, yeah, I definitely try to do that.
Cool. That's my plan for next week. So I'll post all the results when I get back on what
Sounds
I
good.
did.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
people are doing it, so hopefully we don't get like a huge drop to 20K where everyone's going to be, oh no, Tess didn't. Yeah, of course I can widen the spread. Like I can maybe do that for you if you like. I can even make it
Mhm.
like safer by taking a wider range for the drops. So currently I'm covering for like a 16% drop. That would be like the heaviest thing. And the most important part is always, does it drop in one go and then that's it?
Mhm.
That's bad. But if it drops in steps and then goes sideways for a couple of days, you'll be totally fine. Even if it grinds
Yeah.
down to 10K, as long as it's a
Mhm.
grind and it has some ups and downs to it, it's fine. It's just the
Mhm.
rock pools that, yeah, is going to be a little bit shitty.
Yeah. Well, I know my friend Doug posted this morning, and he's been watching this 1, 2, 3 bottom on Bitcoin dominance, and
Okay.
he's like, "Well, it broke on the Ichimoku cloud. It crossed the on the 4 hour across the EMAs, and it's coming up out of the cloud right now. So that's a buy signal. Well, at least on dominance, at least dominance is going up. That's from what it looks like here.
Yeah, so yeah, that could indeed mean two things. Like it could also mean that people are getting out of altcoins because a
Right.
bigger drop overall in the markets is
Well,
anticipated.
and yeah, because then he also mentions this. If we get some bad news, because the S&P is making the stock market's making a 1, 2, 3 top formation. And there's
Yeah.
some news about some problems in China with the real estate market and some possibly tanking their economy for a little bit, which would pull the S&P down, which would make Bitcoin follow it.
Yeah,
So anyway,
I don't see how we really could go, but I'm definitely a lot of times wrong in this in this part of the of my ideas. But I don't really see
Mhm,
how we could go to 100K this year already, because like there's just
mhm,
so much shit still. It's just not
right,
looking that well. But yeah, that's normally where so yeah, you can't really think in that way. It doesn't
right.
help. Doesn't
I know
help.
you just got to watch. You just got to watch and
Yep.
react. But I sold all my alts this morning that I made some good gains
Nice.
on one of, yeah, so I got rid of all of those and just went back to Bitcoin this morning. And I know Bob said he's completely out of his alts and just going to be watching Bitcoin more.
Yep. Well, that must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it was nice. It was like, it was a good one. I had a good trade on FTM that was probably one of my better alt trades, and made about 350 bucks on that one on a smaller trade. So I was pretty happy with that.
Nice, not bad.
Yeah. So back into Bitcoin, trade the test spot over my time away,
Yeah,
and
keep me posted.
and
Let me know if you
yeah,
want a wider range or something. I can come up with something. But yeah,
okay,
if you're confident we're not gonna pull or do a rock pull, or if you're okay with the risks of that, well, sideways table, as you can see, it's it's
yeah,
very active and it's gonna do cool things if as long as we just go up and down at least a little bit. So
cool. All right, Zach. Well, thank you for this morning's stream here and call,
you're welcome, dude. Anytime.
and I'll catch up with you before I leave, and we'll talk about that sideways table maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good, man.
Awesome. Thanks so
Can you
much.
hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, thanks a lot. I'm gonna look forward to watch and rewatch this video. Some really good work, Zach.
Thank you.
Very
Yeah.
impressed. You put a lot of hard work into it. Um, and it is a heck of a learning curve, but boy, I'll tell you, I'm excited to learn it and start making some bigger profits here. Very exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really fascinated how the tiny profits really add up on TESS. All those tiny trades that you see happening, well, it's not, the impact is not huge at the moment you're doing it, but the impact becomes huge if after 24 hours where there is some action happening. And I think from my personal experience, it makes a lot of sense because there is these levels where a lot of emotional traders will do market entries and then reconsider their decision, then go out again and then go back in. And all they did was basically pay people rebates and fees.
Hmm.
and they're not going to make anything on the trade. Like a lot of people trade like that, and I think that's powerful to take a little advantage of that without taking full-on risk of like a huge position size. So yeah, last example of yesterday was so amazing where I had 24 hours of test running. It almost doubled my account. Like literally, the only thing stopping it from doubling my account was me because I stopped it. Right?
Wow.
And
I
that was on
saw.
your
Sorry.
sideways table.
No. I was running long UI and short UI, which are DCA tables. They ignore the
Yep.
TRS, and basically I set up my support and resistance levels. Which my
Okay.
resistance
Yep.
I was going to bet, so I set my resistance to 48.2K, which it was the last time that we were hitting the 48.2K, or like second last time. And then it dropped and came all the way back to my support where my long UI activated. So I flipped long and it went back up, and it flipped short again, and then went back down and flipped long again. So I basically doubled my account, and at the worst, it went to 30x leverage. But it doesn't really matter the leverage because you're getting paid to leverage even, right? All those rebates are really
Right.
adding up if you're leveraging. It only really matters if you're doing market orders and high leverage. Well, that's gonna screw you over because you're going to start with such a disadvantage that you already need Bitcoin to go up like 0.5% just to break even, for
Mhm.
example, on the fees and on
Yeah.
everything like that. So yeah, it's really, really powerful, and I'm glad you guys are seeing it, and I'm happy that I have spoken to some other people who are also like in chart champions and experienced traders that are also really looking into this and seeing like yeah, together we can, like, I'm hoping that some of you guys will just create their own ideas into the tables, which will
Mhm.
probably be a different way at looking at the market than I have. And our data together should give us like, yeah, something to work with, right? So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, and we're coming closer every day. So that's
Yeah.
great.
Every day. Awesome.
So the AI, you're gathering information, and then how are you going to be able to compile the AI and all that together to fine tune? What's your process for that?
So currently we don't call it an AI. We don't have anything to do with AI currently. The only thing that we're
Okay.
doing is we're tracking every single trade. So every agent in our system, we're tracking it with its market conditions. So we say, okay, this agent called DIP 2.9.3, what's with him? Okay, he's a grandchild of this agent, and then that agent is a child of this agent. And when he completed this trade, the EMAs were crossed like this, the VWAP was at this price, this indicator was saying this, the other indicator was saying bearish, the other indicator was saying this on these and these and these and these time frames. So it sends a full string of data about the market conditions at the moment of completing his particular trade, every time a trade completes. And then based on this data, we score the agents, which the scores are displayed on your own user interface, but we also have
Yeah.
all this data to do further analysis. Like for example, we can say that if we have like 6 months of trading where we have our market conditions that we actually want to work with, let's say we have chosen 3 paid indicators to feed into our Oracle, and we have chosen some other indicators or strategies, and all of these are being tracked. So every time you complete a trade, we send all the states of these indicators to with your completed trade. We can later analyze and let you request like, okay, this is what I'm expecting, like these are the conditions that I'm expecting or seeing. What do you suggest should be my agents? Because then we will have gone through so many conditions and so many different trading strategies, aka so many different spreads and types of trades that people have made during those conditions, that we can refer to them and put them into baskets, and then later say, okay, what's in this basket for this particular person, because he's expecting, or his indicators are showing him that this and this are the conditions of the market or will be the conditions of the market. So feed him with suggestions which agents have performed well in the past.
Wow. That's
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
mind-boggling. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so the I think the coolest part about it would be what we already have, and if we further develop that, we already have a genetic algorithm. Well, you know what a genetic algorithm is, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So
Yeah.
yeah, so you guys know that all these settings that we create, you can kind of view them as genes, and we have a genetic algorithm where you give like one of these agents to the genetic algorithm, and it will and it will start going over our data set. So it will start doing a back test, and then randomly it will mutate certain aspects and make like a bigger population and try the same time period again or time series again, try to see if there is improvements. Then it takes the certain percentage best parents, and it will make new offsets from that and try the data sets again. You get the point. So it will keep
Yeah.
improving itself over a certain data set. The only thing that I want to do with this is that normally everyone, when they talk about genetic algorithms, they say that it has to be random mutations, right? I don't really agree with that, especially for trading. We kind of know what the deficit of a certain agent is. So let's say we do our back test and we look at the statistics that we were shown before this, which are basically the statistics are profit, average drawdown, and average spread. So the spread means how much dollars have you gained in this trade, how much dollar price difference basically in Bitcoin, and the duration is the amount of minutes or seconds. And what was the first one? The profit, of course. The profit is just how much satoshis have you gained in this trade. And the profits are normalized to one contract. So it doesn't matter how big your trade size is, it always gets normalized to one contract. So let's go back to the genetic algorithm and why this is important. The genetic algorithm, if it does a backtest and we find out that, for example, this agent is set up to be a swing trade agent, well, how can you find out? Because the user has put in a very high exit target, you can kind of consider it a swing trade and not really a volume trade, which is a different type of trade that you can do. So we kind of know what species that this particular agent should be. Then we also know where the deficit is. So if this particular agent tries to make really, really tiny trades and very fast, but the duration in the backtest is very long, we know that the mutation should be in the duration parts. So we should look for a setting in his genes that will make him basically exit trades faster or enter better, so that he can exit faster, right? So if it's an agent that enters that makes a very big profit, but the drawdown is very high, well, we know that we have to make his entry a little bit better because the profits are there, so it's making a good trade, but it's not entering at the very low, so we should improve we should improve that part of its genes. So that's the only part remaining where we basically make a genetic algorithm that knows what kind of species we have, so what kind of
Hmm.
different agents there are, and then it knows what the deficit is for that particular agent, so that it knows which mutation will likely have a positive effect on the future population.
Oh my gosh. This is just, yeah, that's just crazy cool, Zach.
Yeah,
I mean,
it sounds pretty cool,
that's,
right?
that goes to the point of like just taking the human element almost out of, doing the trading. It's just like you use your data from this stuff, and that's how you trade, and forget about placing
Yeah,
any regular trades yourself
it
with
makes
that
so
kind of
much sense,
knowledge.
right? Why would you
Yeah.
like our memory is so restricted, like we can only memorize so
Hmm.
much, and like there are so many reasons why a software is just better at it.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's my goal, just to make a software be more understanding of the whole trading game than I am. Like it's just a game, right? You just press a couple
Hmm.
buttons and you can or make or lose money, but there is just certain things that it should be like understanding, and there is a certain way that we should be able to allow it to gain some experience, right? And that's the whole genetic algorithm part where I think we can become really powerful, because we can have the same data set and we can have one table run for like a week, but in that week we practice like millions of times on that same data set. So we make ourselves so good at that particular data set. So yeah,
Mhm.
the time that we win, so that's all I'm looking for. So in winning time and winning efficiency, well, the time we win with with such a genetic algorithm backtester basically would be immense. So yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Oh
be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But
Very cool.
very cool and exciting. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I will be calling the developer right now because we have an update to do today for just to make sure that some of the things are fixed. So yeah, I hope you guys will try it out, and yeah, I hope you get to set up the sideways table successfully. Let me know if there is anything I can help you with.
All right. Thank you very much, Sec.
All
Yeah.
Have a
right,
good
Thank
day.
you.
you guys are welcome.
And
Bye
if
bye.
and if you see
Bye
or
bye.
if you're talking with Rob, say hi to Rob for me.
I will
It's
definitely do it. I will call him right now.
all right. Thanks, man.
All
Take
right, bye
care.
bye, guys. See you.
Bye bye.